Hello my friends. As we all know in the news, Israel and Iran are at war with each other. Things are getting messy. The great players are playing their chess games, all at the costs of the civilians and innocent people on the ground that want to live their life, raise their family, and do all the things in this world that God has intended for us. But these evil governments and powers, they are ready to exchange fire and kill each other and destabilize the region. And I'm not siding with anyone, whether it's the Israeli actions or the Iranians. I am no fan of these ayatollahs in Iran and, putting economic sanctions as a result of their actions on the Iranian people and the suffering of people because of economy, lack of progress, lack of infrastructure, lack of medicine in all of these countries. But they have the money to threaten Israel and make missiles and hang activists like the Kurdish people or anyone else in Iran that speaks up and fight for their rights. They hang them publicly to scare people. So these ayatollahs, I'm happy if they go and the Iranian people get rid of these old, backdated scumbags. So in a way, it's good if they go and people can progress, economies can kick in, things can be better. But at the same time, what the Israelis are doing in Gaza, their actions are as barbaric and evil, and in this day and age they are getting away with all sorts of crimes in Gaza, and the way they have displaced the people, murdered the people, collective punishment, kids, children and what have you. And at the same time they talk of defending themselves and their rights to exist and all sorts of stuff that they are trying to defend and portray to the world, that they are a people of a civilized nation. But the government's actions in Gaza say otherwise. The army in there, they are just killing and doing all sorts of crimes, and it's gone beyond the words or the posture of Israel saying we are defending ourselves against Hamas. Hamas is finished. You've dealt the blow to them, rightly so. But why the suffering on the population? Why the suffering on the people who are innocent? And it's heartbreaking, some of the stuff you see. And the missiles and the stuff that's going on between Israel and Iran, unfortunately, it will have come to this anyways, because the evil elites in the background who are playing chess, geopolitical chess, America, Great Britain, France, the G5s, the G7s, they are playing chess. They are doing things that we are not even seeing. The end goal is to get rid of the ayatollahs in Iran and make sure they're not a threat to Israel, because if Israel is an extension of America, whether we like it or not, you can call it whatever, you can call it Bobby or you can call it Israel, but it's America. It's part of the empire of America. America is not a country, it's an empire. Which country has 756 or so bases, military bases around the world? They are in a position where they do not need to attack any country militarily. They could just put economical sanctions and the country will be on its knees, as they have done to many countries in the Middle East. So where does it end? What is the end goal? For me, I stick on the right side of history. I stick on the right side of, I'm with the people. I'm with the innocent people all around the world, in Iran, in Israel, in Gaza. But what I'm not with is these evil governments and their actions, and the weapons manufacturers who love it when countries are at war. And these are the people that are pushing all these games, all these chess games, geopolitical chess games, and the innocent people on the ground suffer. And unfortunately, this is the way this planet, this world is working. We humans have evilness in us, but I hope that the goodness and that the majority of the people, when we are united and grouped together, we can make change and put these evil people and their decisions in the closet, and hopefully forever. And it is sad what's happening. I am watching what's happening, and we can see that the end goal is to weaken Iran, get Iran in line, and get rid of the Ayatollahs. There are some positives if the Ayatollahs go. The Iranian people can prosper, can live in freedom, can have economic prosperity, can have access to medicine, and all sorts of stuff that benefits the average person. And yeah, it could get worse. But here in the UK, we are also affected. Here in wherever you live, we will also be affected because the price of oil will go up and so many other stuff will be expensive, basically, because Strait of Hormuz is where a lot of shipping is done, where a lot of ships cross to bring in trade and all sorts of stuff. And if it gets messy, we will all be affected one way or another, but it will be mainly financially in our pockets. And as we know, here in the UK, the British government, they love taxing us. They love taxing the average person. We are taxed to death. So as a result, we, the working people, the engine of economies all over the world, we suffer. Whilst the elite and the politicians and the weapons manufacturers and these evil scumbags, they benefit. They benefit from the division and the wars that they cause because they profiteer. They pay dividends from having strong shares in companies that produce weapons. Every now and then they like to have new wars so they can see these weapons in action, in real life action. And as we can see with all the stuff that's happening in Russia, Ukraine. But the end goal is to weaken Iran, change the regime, and in essence that weakens Russia, which is already weakened and depleted from the war in Ukraine that it's fighting. And the big boy at the end is China. The aim is to weaken China because China, it's a superpower, whether you like it or not. It may not be a militarily superpower in comparison to the USA, but economically it's a superpower. And the jealous American government and the evil elites in America that call the shots, they want China to be weakened. And God help us all, the population of this planet, because it will end up bad, World War III. We can't enjoy this life that has been given to us, this rarity of life, because of these greedy, evil politicians and evil, conniving people in the background that call the shots, that have no humanity, that have no touch with the real existence of life. All they know is power, money, and division, and they are playing chess with people's life. So that's my take here as an average man living in the UK, trying to progress. I have my own personal struggles, but yet what's happening in the Middle East will also affect us, the average British person. It will affect us fuel-wise, gas, food, and all other consumable items. It will affect us financially. So our governments are playing games. America is playing games. The evil governments, the old ones, the British government and America and the others all work together, play lip service, and they know what they're doing. They think that we are naive. Majority of us might be naive, but not all of us. We know what's happening, but unfortunately there's not much we can do. All we can do is control the controllables within our life and better ourselves and get out of this slavery or wage slave and increase our income and better our life and be good fellow humans to each other and share these experiences so that we can learn from each other and progress. Because what's happening in the Middle East, there's not much we can do. The politicians and the elites are doing what they need to do, playing games with people's lives, and they do not care. Imagine all the money that's going into military use, military budgets. Imagine if it went into infrastructure, economy, medicine, exploration of the universe, finding what happened before the Big Bang, after the Big Bang, other forms of life out there, big life questions. Instead, we're creating missiles and weapons and AI drones and all this nonsense, whilst people in this day and age are still suffering from hunger, poverty, inflation, and so on. That's my take on what's happening with Iran and Israel and the wars in the Middle East. And let me know what you guys think, guys, and leave me a comment. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I'm wrong in a few stuff. I don't know. I'm just expressing my own views and my own understanding of what's happening. And my allegiance is with the working man and women of this country and elsewhere. We are trying to pay our bills and struggling because our governments do not care about us, the average person. We are just slave masters to them, and that's it. So that's why we need to be knowledgeable, aware, and get out of this miserable existence of paying these high taxes just to live a normal life. So we own it to our kids. And let me know what you guys think, guys. Leave me a comment, share, like, and I'll keep posting and giving you guys my take on events. Thank you.